Go. I'm Matt, and I'm here with Eric from A to Z Roofing, and we're on top of a flat roof today on a big house in West Bloomfield. And I'm not super familiar with this kind of roof, so I was asking Eric some questions here. So let's go over it again. We're already talking, but we're up on the high part of the roof. What's all this staining on here?
Staining is from ponding water. Actually, when the water sits there, algae will kind of start grow on it, and it'll discolor the membrane.
Right.
Typically, this ponding water looks like it's been caused by the drains being clogged, and probably not positive drainage going to the drains. Might be some low spots.
Yeah.
But it was been vacant for, I believe they said 3 years, so
yeah.
I'm sure these things are completely plugged up over the winter time, so once the water just sat here.
Are you talking about overflows on these? Tell me about those again.
Yeah, they should have overflows with the drain. Typically, you'll have either a through the wall scupper, which will be right through the wall and let the water drain out if this ever becomes completely plugged, or you'll have a PVC pipe or a cast iron pipe that'll come up about 4 inches off the roof line. And when this comes plugged again, the water will be able to flow back into that overflow pipe.
Okay. Now, what kind of a roof do you call this?
TPO.
What's that stand for?
Thermoplastic.
Okay. And what's the other kind of rubber? We just call them rubber roofs. What do you?
EPDM.
Okay. EPDM.
The black ones.
That's the black one.
Yep.
Okay. Do they all? I mean, sometimes they glue them down with like PVC glue, and you were talking about some kind of electrical device where they weld them or whatever.
Yeah, this is hot air welded. You use a heat gun. And typically you have a machine, it's a robotic device that's self-propelled. You plug it in electronically, and then has a hot air gun that shoots out a hot air which melts the two membranes together, the top and bottom piece.
Mm-hmm.
You have a continuous weld all the way across. Mm-hmm. And then on the flashings you have a handheld device similar to a Leicester gun, they call them, or there's other brand names, but it's a heat gun.
Okay. And you were talking about doing half sheets around the perimeter. Explain that to me again.
When you have a mechanically fastened system, not a fully adhered system, like this is a mechanically fastened system, which means mechanically fastened, you have fasteners and plates, little insulation plates or membrane plates that hold down the seams. And then the perimeter, you'll have a half sheet. You have 10 footers here, and you'll have like a 4-footer or a 5-footer on the edge, which holds down the wall area where the wind is going to be typically faster come over the edge. It's a wind uplift.
Yeah. So because the wind blows over the top of this and it lifts up on the
membrane. Yeah.
It'll
flutter. Even with this like it is on a really windy day, you'll see a little movement in the membrane, which is typical. It's not like an issue to worry about, but it'll almost look like the Silver Dome used to kind of like blow up a little bit,
Yeah. Now, what if these drains get plugged up? How is, I mean, obviously you have a roof full of water. How is that bad, though?
Bad. Well, get into areas like the flashings on the walls, the flashings on the stacks. They're only so high up, and if it got higher, like then, get as high as the wall and higher than the flashing area, or get up underneath that metal coping, it could come in through the walls that way. They're designed to hold water, but they really need a positive drainage to be really efficient.
Okay.
If you have a negative, thing going on, you get the water backing up, it'll find a way in.
Okay. What do you call that? Coping?
Metal coping, yep.
Okay. Do you call that the parapet wall around the perimeter?
It's a parapet wall, yep.
Okay. All right. I never heard anybody call it coping before.
Yep. It's full metal coping.
All right. We were looking at this roof together, and what do you think of this roof again?
This one's in really poor condition.
Okay.
I don't know, like I said, it looks like something may have been here that they removed.
Yeah.
I don't know what. You can see like a patch, and how it's actually elevated here a little.
Yeah.
Like they filled it in.
Yeah.
And just by the looks of it, it's towards the end of its life.
Yeah.
And then over here, where they've added new membrane, it looks really new because it hasn't got weathered yet, besides where the water held.
Right.
It's just was poor application.
Yeah. You're talking about this joint right here. Tell me about that again. This is the old roof. That's the new one.
You should have a termination metal holding the two together. There shouldn't be caulk on it. I don't know what they were trying to seal with the caulk. It kind of almost looks like they weren't really comfortable with their welds.
Yeah.
Because like I said, the hot air gun is like a weld onto it.
Uh-huh.
You would want, if it's not the same compatible material, you'd want a termination metal, something to squeeze the two together, and then you would put a cover tape over the top of this to tie it in.
Okay. All right. We were talking about cost on roofs like this, so go over that again with me.
The material cost would be about $1.50 a square foot. Application, putting it down like on say a new construction, if this was brand new, you had no tear-offs, no existing roof, you're looking probably $2.50 in labor, so you're up into $3.50 range. If you had an existing roof that's on there and you have to tear off and remove, you're in the $4 to $5 range, depending on the size and how cut up it is, meaning how many units, penetrations, walls, things like that.
And you said square foot, because people talk about square, which is a 10 by 10 area. So if it's a $450 a square foot, so for a square, which is a 10 by 10 area, it's $450 a square.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. I just want to make that clear. Some people get confused on that. All right. Is there anything else? Where are you guys out of, by the
Farmington
way?
Hills.
Farmington Hills.
Hagerty and 10 Mile.
All right. Anything else about this roof you want to?
It needs attention.
It needs attention.
Yeah.
Do you think it needs maybe a total replacement or just some more?
If I was to warranty it, I would say yes. I mean, there's things you could do. You could put a termination metal all the way around the perimeter, pretending or acting like the half sheet, and then you could strip that in. But just all these wrinkles, and it looks like there's lack of fasteners. You're supposed to have every 12 inches. There's supposed to be a seam plate and a fastener holding it down to the deck. And I don't feel that many in there.
Every 12 inches?
Yeah.
Those fasteners, is that the nail with the orange thing around it?
No,
orange?
that's more for like a residential type thing. These are actually a steel plate. It's like a 2-inch diameter steel plate. They have a little tooth on the bottom.
Oh.
So when you screw it in, it actually kind of bites into the membrane.
I see.
And then the screw is like a number 15 roof deck screw. It's really heavy duty, thick thread. And that goes through that plate, through the membrane, through the insulation, into the deck.
Yeah. Do you guys do shingles too, or just?
Yep,
Okay.
do shingles.
All right. All right, cool. Well, I think that's about it. It about covers it.
Okay.
All right, thank you.
Thank you.